Welcome, and thank you for tuning in. If you enjoy this video, we invite those of you who haven't yet done so, to like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the notification icon, to be notified when the next one is uploaded. We appreciate all comments, whether positive or negative, because it is very important to ventilate both sides of any issue. All we ask is that you observe the YouTube community guidelines. We'd like to urge those of you who haven't yet done so, to sign our online petition for an inquiry into the BBC and Channel 4's coverage of Lewis Hamilton and Abu Dhabi. A link has been provided in the description. If you are on X, then please repost our tweet. Thank you. Never have we seen one man scurry so fervently to make a rod for his own back, while damning a close ally with faint praise, as much as Toto Wolff has. It's funny how at the beginning of this month, Toto set the wolf amongst the sheep as he launched his latest book, with talk about Sir Lewis's cognitive sharpness and shelf life. He also mentioned how relieved he was that the goat had left of his own volition, and thereby spared him the awkwardness of having to tell him that he no longer required his services. This is what the Austrians colloquially refer to as medicine after death. But the funny thing is that Toto would never have imagined that by the end of the month, the script would be flipped on him. He was so focused on damning Sir Lewis with faint praise, that he didn't realize he was writing his own epitaph. Toto's partners have displayed a high tolerance for his history of undermining Sir Lewis. It was only 3 years ago that he was crowd surfing in wild celebration as his rival was robbed of a historic 8th title in Abu Dhabi. As he had won a historic 8th title in a row, while his rival was robbed of his historic 8th, Toto could effectively boast of being an 8th-time world champion, while his nemesis could only claim 7. Never mind that the heart and soul of that historic drive had been his business partner, Niki Lauda, who sadly passed away in 2019. As far as Toto was concerned, more glory for him. His partners agreed to Mr. When I am provoked, I punch back double, dropping the appeal to the biggest injustice ever in the history of any sport. The fact that he was able to profit from dropping the appeal, well, that was simply good business. As the old Austrian saying goes, he whom the gods will destroy first they elevate, and then they make mad. Okay, apologies to our Greek brethren, it's called poetic license. Anyway, back to Toto and his partners. It is looking like not only will his 2021 title be his last, but the 3 fallow years that have followed suggest that perhaps Niki was indeed the driving force behind Mercedes's success, and he was just along for the ride like a Toto. If you know, you know. How else can one explain why he has been unable to turn things around in 3 years? He has lost key staff along the way, so maybe his innate desire to get rid of all those who could possibly share in the glory has finally caught up with him. It was particularly noticeable that in his high-performance podcast interview, he was at pains to pay homage to the 2021 car that decorated the office, without attributing any credit to the GOAT, who was able to show what the car could do. To hear Toto in that interview, you would be forgiven for thinking that 2021 had all been about the car and not about the union of car and the GOAT. But no matter how Toto would like to spin things, it is now clear that he was not the driver of Mercedes's success and dominance. In addition, it would appear that his futile struggle to emerge from under his driver's shadow has slowly turned him delulu. Let's see how many maxipads take this bait. Since 2021, his partners would have been concerned that Toto has not come anywhere close to winning another constructors' title, and Mercedes are steadily slipping down the ranks. They will be equally concerned that, as Toto's professional and personal reputation are plummeting even faster than Mercedes's ranking, he appears to be spiraling into madness. And you know that the gods sometimes grant mad people the power of divination, as they appear to have done with the Austrian. The media space is populated with Toto's comments about shelf life, cognitive sharpness, and the difficulties of telling an icon that you want to end the relationship. If that is not the power of foresight, then I don't know what is. The irony, as is the way in all Greek and Shakespearean tragedies, is in the dramatic twist, and in this instance, Toto in his madness thought that he was seeing into Sir Lewis's future, when in fact it was his own future that he was seeing. So, now it is reasonable to conclude that it is Toto's partners that are now on the verge of telling him they want to stop. After all, they have given him 3 years to turn things around, and all that he has done in that time was drag Mercedes's reputation down with his. Let us look at the current state of affairs. Mercedes have fallen dismally behind their client McLaren and bitter rivals Ferrari and Red Bull. This would be the first time since their return in 2013 that Mercedes have not only fallen behind their client, but also out of the top 3. 2025 will also mark the first time ever that they do not have a world champion in their team. To make matters worse, sponsors from all over the globe have been heading out the exit door in droves, and the only one coming the other way is a German sportswear manufacturer. The mere announcement of Ferrari acquiring the driver that Toto by his own admission made no attempt to retain has led to them overtaking Mercedes in market valuation. One can't begin to imagine how damaging it is for Mercedes that the GOAT would rather walk away 3 races early than continue driving their car. Ouch. The fact that his stablemate has also come out to criticize the car openly, despite the reported threat of severe sanctions for such open criticism, is just astonishing. Is this what Mercedes has come to under Toto? Instead of keeping his head down to address the serious problems with the car, an LHDS-infected Toto is running around the media trying to gaslight the public about the circumstances surrounding the GOAT's departure. We have already produced videos on Toto's cognitive decline and shelf life, so the focus here is on his partners. How long are they going to tolerate the type of returns that Toto is generating on and off track? The Mercedes bottom line will be drastically affected by them finishing a lowly 4th in the championship tables. In addition, their sponsorship revenue will be continuing to drop significantly as more sponsors follow the GOAT out of the stables, and maybe those remaining renegotiate downwards. So, under these circumstances one can reasonably expect that Toto's partners are looking to tell him that they want to stop, and it won't be long before we are seeing the kind of headlines generated above. What do you think his chances are of returning in 2025, at the helm of the Mercedes F1 team? Let us have your answers in the comments section, please. It is looking like Toto is set to join the long exit list of those who played some role in robbing Sir Lewis in 2021. Forza Ferrari.